hands. Now, let's pick up on the plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. The Archbishop of Canterbury over the weekend called the plan ungodly. Is he wrong?
Well, look, I think what the critics of this plan, need to do is to show what their solution would be. You know, we have a position now where last year 28,500 people crossed the channel illegally into this country. That compares to just 300 in 2018. This is a growing problem. We've taken a bold and innovative measure with this agreement with Rwanda to take action here, and I think the British people are in support of that.
I mean, you're not expecting the Archbishop of Canterbury to come up with policy as to how to deal with migration, but it's the point he's making, isn't it? That we are, in his words, outsourcing responsibility which doesn't fit with Christian values. He's not wrong about that, is he? We are outsourcing our responsibilities. No,
we're not. This is an agreement between two sovereign countries, the UK and Rwanda, where Rwanda, with its very good track record on taking refugees, asylum seekers, the UK, it's a solution. It's an innovative solution. It's not entirely without precedent. Other countries have done similar things in the past. And it's the government taking action here. As I say, there's 28,500 people last year moved from one safe country to another illegally. 27 people died. It's about taking the tough action, particularly on the people smugglers and those who are profiting from human misery in this human industry. We're making sure that that industry gets clamped down on and making sure this problem gets brought under control.
I mean, the critics of this policy will say that it's unworkable. As we're talking, Minister, we're seeing pictures of people who've crossed the channel this very morning, hundreds in the past few days. I mean, do we really believe that planning to send them to Rwanda would stop these small boats trying to get across? Wouldn't they just take the chance and see that British bureaucracy probably wouldn't work?
Well, we've backdated the policy to January, so anybody who's arrived illegally since January, with the exception of unaccompanied children, face being moved to Rwanda. And I think that will be a significant deterrent, particularly on those people smugglers who are profiting from these huge numbers of people making the illegal crossing from France to the UK.
What about the cost to the British taxpayer putting on charter flights to send people to Rwanda?
Well, it's already costing a lot of money, the status quo. So we need to make sure that we have a cost-effective and humanitarian solution to this. But most of all, I want to bear down on the costs of those who are paying the people smugglers. Those are the people who I want to make really unhappy with this policy, are those people profiting from human beings trying to move in this way. And that is, I think, the cost that I would like to see come down, is those people smugglers being put out of business.
I mean, what does this tell us about the breakdown in relationship between our government and the French government? Millions of pounds were sent to France to try and stop these people smugglers putting people onto boats. And now we're planning to send the people that still make it into the water to Rwanda. We're not doing very well in dealing with the French, are we?
Well, we have a very good constructive relationship with France as our nearest neighbour, and that will continue. But this is a separate agreement with Rwanda, trying to find a solution. 28,500 people crossed the channel illegally into the UK last year. As I said, that compares to just 300 only 5 years ago. So that is a 100-fold increase in the number of people moving. The government is taking tough action here and sending a very clear message that it won't be possible to go through those people smugglers, and we will make sure that the border is defended. We put also the armed forces in charge of the Ministry of Defence in charge of the whole operation as well.
So those 54 million and plus that was going to the French government to deal with migration will still be being sent, do you think, as this policy goes forward?
Well, look, we'll have to see what happens in the future, but there is no breakdown in our relationship with France. This is about our relationship with Rwanda. It's part of a wider deal with Rwanda, making sure that those numbers of people stop coming to the UK. And if they do come to the UK, they'll go to Rwanda.
So you talk about border being defended. You're quite happy with the Royal Navy being the ones that are going to be turning these small boats back, yes?
Well, we've come to an agreement that the MOD will take charge of the channel operation, and that is entirely as you'd expect the government to be doing, making sure that the tough measures get put in place that we clamp down on those people smugglers and this appalling industry. 28,500 people moved to the UK last year illegally across the Channel.